Everyone, welcome back to Not in My Lifetime podcast, episode 42. And today, with Danny as always, but also a special guest, Couchster. Hi, how you guys doing?
Great.
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. Positivity. It's nice to, honestly, the last 2 months have been absolutely painful to watch the team and also behind the scenes, and also the fan base has been mad. So to have a bit of positive results and positive transfer news, it's, well, so far, obviously things can change, you see. So, but we're on obviously unbeaten run of 3 games, which is for us not our level, but in the past 2 months, we'll definitely take it. But we'll discuss obviously the last game. I know it's been on Saturday the game, but obviously I had most of a chance with Danny out the game. But it's just nice to feel good about stuff right now. Like, it's been a bit of a miserable couple of months. Last summer was disappointing. Only get 2 players in, but having hopefully players come in hopefully soon. Obviously, it's not guaranteed yet. No official confirmation yet. But it's nice to be positive again. And it's one thing about the last few weeks I've really hated how negative it's been. Like, I hate I'd rather be positive about City, but there's nothing to be positive about. I'm not going to pretend everything's okay. But I'm sure both of you agree as well. It's just, it's just nice to just have a bit of positive energy again. But I'll start with you, Danny. How do you feel about Saturday and also just about overall the moment with City?
Like you said, the last 2 months have just been rough, haven't they? It's been not just hard for us, but it's been hard for the players. Like, visibly, they've been disappointed with the results we've been getting. And it's just nice to finally win back-to-back games again. Like, things weren't perfect on Saturday, but they were so much better than they have been.
100%. Yeah, it's just I noticed it. But I mean, for me, one of the players was been a big help for that is Savinho. And I've said all season with Savinho that putting a better City team around him, we're on form. He's doing what we're doing right now, but probably the whole season. And he's been brilliant. He's been confident on the left. It looks like he's really going for it. And when I heard Pep's comments about Jack, I just thought, I think because for me, I've wondered has Jack given up necessarily on? I'm not doubting his ability or him as a player, but this season was to be Jack's season to really come back into it again. Injuries have been a factor, but even when he's played, he hasn't been himself anyway. I mean, apart from that one game against Forest, which we played very, very well in that game, he has been back in there again recently. I'm wondering whether or not is having a player now playing the way he's playing, has that put Jack out of contention? I'm not saying it's over for him, but it's a weird one, isn't it?
Didn't take long for Jack to be brought up, did it?
Alex, go next. No.
I would say Savinho has finally got into form, and he is undroppable at the moment. He's definitely one of our better players in the last few games. And to actually get the final product. The thing that Savinho was lacking was the final product, and he's finally getting that in the last few games, and hopefully he just builds on that. But regarding Jack, there are multiple factors with Jack. Everyone knows I'm his biggest fan, and I'll always back him. But there's something going on behind the scenes there, like something we're not being told.
That's not it. Here we go. Someone lied.
When it comes to transfers at the moment, I'm kind of like, I mean, I'm more to go into that. I think I want to talk about the actual on the pitch performances. Look, it's not perfect. I mean, Danny can say it as well as that watching the West Ham game. Defensively, we're nowhere near. Yes, still a long way.
Midfield is still a problem.
It's mostly the wing backs, like whoever's playing on the right, whoever's playing on the left. That always seems to be a gap, and teams are exploiting that, especially with the high line.
Yeah.
Very Ange to high line, isn't it? It's just like, why are we doing a high line when we haven't got a midfield? It's like, if we had a DM, I wouldn't mind us going that high, but I think sometimes forgets that he hasn't got the tools he needs to do that style of play right now. We've got the forwards to do it. We've got the striker, we've got the wingers to do it now. We have got the build to hold us stable in defence. And I think West Ham on the day could have got 2 or 3 before we even got a goal in that game. Now, I know that sounds like being a negative there, but you've got to be realistic about the context of the game. If West Ham are better finishing, they probably score for us. So
that's the point I was trying to make in the group chat on Saturday. At times, West Ham were completely on top of that first half, and if they did have a finisher, if Bowen was playing, for example, it would have been a completely different
every game.
100%.
Or Antonio.
Yeah, or if Danny Ings was starting, if they actually had a finisher up front, there were multiple times Kudos should have had about 1 or 2.
Oh yeah.
So he made me nervous early on, but Yashko did settle down and did a better job on him.
Yeah, Guardiola
he was torching him a couple times in the opening minutes.
A rough first half.
Yeah, he did.
He got better though. He got better.
The thing is, look, Yashko played all game like knackered. You can tell he's knackered and he needs a break, but we haven't got the options to give him that break that he deserves. Like basically with Rodri, he's like Rodri from last season. Too many games, he needs to be given a rest because he's 22 years old. He's like a mature. Well, he's like a 25, 26-year-old guy. He's like still growing himself. It's like I mean, he probably has Van Dijk in terms of like mobility and probably longevity and the ceiling he's got. But I don't want to be overplaying him too much. That's why the club getting 2 defenders in, Kushyanov and this young Brazilian player, might give us a little bit more options to give him the rest that he needs, which will be good. But then I'll have questions about. The problem is us getting 2 defenders, and we'll go into it later on. Is there's a lot of questions about who's going to leave them because, like, what I've been told about the squad, no one's leaving this month. Apparently, that's what I've been told. Well, from like sort of club sources, but with 4 or 5 players linked now, like potential like 2 or 3 deals on the way to getting covered. Apparently, well, obviously there's been news hit back and forth in the German media and Brazilian media about us getting players in. There's a lot of question marks still, even though it's positive. Like everyone's asking for scoring goals, also off the pitch of the transfers. There's still questions about what's our direction going to be now? Is it going to be more a young team now? Is that what we're going to go for, like in terms of like long term, or like I mean, I'm still trying to work out myself. Like I'm happy with seeing players come through the door. It's just I've still got questions about what's our next direction going to be. If you know what I mean, it's still.
I do think it's the opposite of what we need right now, because we all agree that we need a right back, we need a holding midfielder. Centre backs aren't really the issue at the moment. A backup striker is needed, but I wouldn't say that's a priority. And the 2 centre backs that we're linked with, I don't think they're going to be starters either. So I don't really think it fixes the squad problems at the moment. Because the rumours are Kusanov's just going to go back to Lens on loan until the end of the season. So
I heard a rumor the Brazilian guy was going to stay.
Yeah, I've heard.
With Palmeiras for the Club World Cup.
It's an interesting one, that one. That's the one. That's what I mean, though.
It doesn't really offer anything if we're buying players now and they're not going to be available until next season.
Well, yeah,
because the issues are here right now, aren't they?
Yeah, a bit about our visual squad of channel. We have Monty. It shares a lot of watch logs. That really lovely guy. Big up Jay Fresh. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I kind of get what we're trying to do in transfer. I get we're trying to pay the right fee. I get it. But the issue we have with this is the longer you try to negotiate, the less time you're going to have to get players you actually need right now. So I'm fine with you trying to get players like the young player in and Kushyanov in, but if you keep mucking about with transfer fees, the longer you take, the less time that's to get players in. So for me, get Mamouche through the door and get maybe get Douglas through the door. Them 2 are guaranteed right now for us right now. Someone like Kushyanov and someone like that's more for the summer. If I'm being real with you, I don't mind me agreeing a deal now. That's fine, do that. I'm fine agreeing now for the summer. We need players for the here and now. Not just
we need established players who can just come straight in as well. We don't want to have the same situation similar to Doku or Savinho or Nunes where they don't really turn it on for a few years. We need someone who can come in and do a job right now.
I just don't think they're available in January, except for Marmouche. He seems like he's pushing really hard to come now.
Yeah.
And I think he'd play right away. I think we'd go back to that Alvarez role from last season.
And the thing is, he can play it. He can play the role as well, which is really good. I mean, I've watched. Look, I know about it. Watched a little bit of him for Frankfurt a couple of weeks to sort of see what he's like, and I'm really impressed by him. He's a very dynamic player, like not just a striking player in the West. Someone who can help Haaland out up front as well.
This guy's saying because Haaland's also been overplayed, like Joško has been. Joško, Rico, Haaland, they've all played way too many minutes. Haaland especially, because Haaland's the most injury prone out of all of them, so he definitely needs a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, the squad as a whole is just completely burnt out, and that's where most of the issues have come from. But I do agree that we do need a striker. I'm not saying we don't need one. I'm just saying it's not the priority because it hasn't really been an issue at the moment.
No, it's more the midfield. Now, obviously, there's been rumours obviously about Douglas Luiz. I mean, look, Bruno Guimaraes. I love the Bruno Guimaraes, but
that's not going to happen.
No. I mean, go for a Carabao Cup top four. You want sending captain, are you? January, like I mean, imagine. I know we could offer the money for him, but it's kind of hard because they're right now. So,
I think the problem with the midfield is that I don't think they want to spend, or they don't want to buy like some half-assed option like Phillips and Nunes. They've had enough of those, so they want to just spend big on a big one. But you generally can't get those in January. Like Wirtz is not available in January. I think Ederson and Atalanta seems like the one they really want, but they're in a title race. They're not going to let him go.
Yeah, you don't get big money.
So I think we'll rebuild the midfield in the summer. And
there's also the realistic that Rodri's going to come back, so they're not going to play over Rodri.
I don't think they should. If he plays again this season, something's gone wrong. He should not play until August, in my opinion.
Like, I know he wants to play, by the way, but I'm like, I don't want him being rushed back because the last thing we want is a setback. I say, I know he's desperate to play, but wait, please, just patience. Like, I
didn't mean this season.
He deserves an extra 2 months off just because we've just flogged him to death. Just give him that extra time, and he'll probably come back better. If we rush him back, he'll probably pull a hamstring or something right away. Because I've heard that's more common than injuring the knee on a recovery is injuring the muscles around it. So why risk it?
Yeah, definitely. Rodri shouldn't play again this season, but I'm just saying whoever we sign for that position isn't going to be a starter over Rodri next season. So that's going to factor in on bringing anybody into the club.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to play over a Ballon d'Or winner, are you?
No.
It plays part-time, though, because this has to be a wake-up call for the club to manage Rodri's minutes better.
Yeah.
They can't expect him to play 70 minutes or 70 games a season fresh off an ACL. They just can't. He's going to have to play much fewer games, and he's going to have to come off early on games, or he's going to have to sub onto games. Like we have to manage his minutes better, or his career will end prematurely.
I think as a short-term option, we should really be looking at Douglas Luiz because he wants to leave, and the option to loan is there as well. So we could just bring Luiz in, see how good a job he does, and then think about a permanent signing in the summer.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like especially with Marmouche. Like Marmouche can play striker on the left. So right now, he actually would help us right now. He would help us.
See, that's what I was mentioning.
So you know what I mean. And that's the thing. Like that's what
Luiz then.
Juventus want the opposition to buy. By the way, that's probably what's the sticking point.
Yeah, because they're broke.
But that's the thing. Like it's just for us. Like we got to wonder. And I'm not saying don't get Douglas Luiz. I'm saying that you've got to weigh up whether or not it's worth paying the guy £35 million to Juventus to get a player back in. It's going to be what, a sub player they won't even like anyway. Like
he might accept that though.
He might do. If he does, fair enough. But it's a hard one.
I mean, 35 million can be.
I just assume they're broke. My bad.
He has the Premier League experience already as well, hasn't he? So that's already going to be a positive.
Because if we did get Douglas Luiz and kept him next season, he could probably play 20 to 25, maybe even 30 games next season as a DM, because we're in so many competitions.
Yeah.
So there's minutes to go around. So like that combined with Rodri needing his minutes managed, like, there would be opportunities for him.
Jay Fisher, you are right. He 100% is better than Connor and Gundogan 6. 100%. Like,
and he's just a big body. He's physical. He's tall.
I think I'd be better as
You're
a 6
missing
than
that.
Gundo this season.
Watching you in that 6, I'm not sure about that, mate.
Because then also, if we had a 6, then Kova could play as an 8, where he's better.
Yeah, neither of them are a DM at all. They don't have the legs. They don't have the physicality. And even if we brought in Bruno Guimaraes, he doesn't have that much more over them either.
I've always said with Bruno, Bruno's more the type of player that you want next to Rodri.
The two of them together would be.
But he's not the Rodri replacement. He's not going to sit in that number 6 when Rodri's there.
Basically, here Rodri would sit at the pivot together, which would be unbelievable. There's Rodri and Bruno together. That would be unbelievable. Just watching them to just bully everyone around. And I think what we need is someone who like played the properly. I'm not asking for a centre mid. I'm asking for someone who can just help the midfield out defensively. Because I mean, going forward, we're actually all right. We've got Foden, we've got De Bruyne, we've got going forward. That's not the issue for me. The issue is us on the counter attack getting caught out constantly.
Yeah,
like,
someone to just sit in the pocket and just pick up the loose balls and stop the attacks. That's something we're missing. And someone who can lead as well.
Over the years, even in our first season of the Pep, and obviously winning 100 points, we're always a team that's incredible on the counter attack. Always have been. It's not like a new thing. The issue is that we've always had a Rodri, a Fernando, on sit there to mop up all the loose balls and mistakes. We haven't got a DM in our system, like Chelsea in the final, Champions League, doesn't work. It does not.
Don't remind me of that game.
I would. I'm sorry. I don't everyone knew. Everyone knew that final that Pep got it. Will knew. Like I thought I would lost this. Like he ever thought that. Which is look. I'm not going to get into the final, but you don't put Rodri off any final.
The issue with that final is not only did he drop Rodri, but he didn't play Fernandinho either. It should be one of the two.
Took him on too late, yeah.
And then he plays Sterling on, who hasn't played for so long.
Yeah, Sterling was out of form and he started, and Rodri was out of form and he got benched. I was like, what?
I would
have rather started the out of form Rodri.
Funny enough, right? He started wearing that final. I actually win the game. I'm just saying the striker. Final game. I know it doesn't matter now. That would be a what if for me if we had just made the right decision at the right moment.
Chances in that game
because that's where the goal came from that Chelsea scored as well. If there was a holding midfielder there, that goal doesn't happen.
Because
we're seeing that all this season too. Same story.
Rodri, I was like shit because we haven't got someone who can sit like Gundogan's not a DM. Numerous conversation. They're not being slow. And then look, I can't knock them. They try and credit to them. I can't fault their effort at all. But you're not sixes. Sixes are players who can sit there, hold the line, and also mop up any issues defense. That's what we need. And Douglas to me offers that.
I think he could do that. Yeah.
So, look, if he said right, if you want to do it, he has to pay for him. Fine, because look. Gundogan, Kovacic, you're both pretty old now, whatever. Let's put players out. I'm not sure, obviously, you keep guys personally, obviously, in the midfield, but I wouldn't mind having Dr. Luiz as a squad player. I think he'd be fine as a squad player. I think he'd do a good job of that, but if he's fine with that, that's fine. I think if we're going to make this move January, I think everyone's going to be all right with him being a squad player long term, which I'm fine with it.
Except for Marmoush, he could probably be a starter. Because like Luke was saying in the comments, he can play both wings and he could play as a 10. So it just seems like he could do that role that Alvarez was doing last season.
Yeah, he's versatile. He ticks a lot of boxes. And
also it would take pressure off of Bob, because then Bob could slowly ease his way back in. because you could potentially play Marmouche as a right winger, and Savio is clearly showing that he's capable of playing as left wing. So you could kind of have an informed player playing right wing, which is something we've lacked all season, to the point of abandoning that side of the pitch most games.
It would be
get him in, throw him at right wing for a little while, let him get comfortable, and then slide him in the second striker role behind Holland.
If we're being real though with Marmouche, I just think for me it's kind of like that kind of signals for me that Jack's probably gone in the summer. There's it got him or Doku for me. I think Bob's going to be staying here. So Savio, Marmouche probably the long-term player. It's kind of signaling to me Pep doesn't trust one of them two. Because
Doku is an interesting one because you can tell that Holland is very frustrated playing with Doku.
Yeah,
Doku's sort of fallen out of favour in every single way, hasn't he? He's not even coming on as a sub anymore. And
I think he's had health issues too.
Yeah,
part of it early on it was because of his health. He kept getting injured, but now it's his form. It's just not good. And to the point of you can see Holland's body language when he plays with Doku, he's just not happy. Those two need to work together in training.
Savio Bob are the perfect balance what it is that you need. Because Bob's like a Mahrez type footballer. Savio's more like that kind of left wing dynamic player. I'm not saying Neymar v Junior, but that level over time probably.
Brazilian flair.
Yeah. And some of the I think he's like Sane. Less rapid, but very similar to Leroy Sane in terms of the actual ability to like do. Like, you know what I mean, I know Sane's a whole different player, but a bit taller. But on that left wing, I haven't seen anyone like that for years. Someone who can sort of take the ball down, run down the wall, do a bit of skill, and the cut inside of a shot or get the ball in the box. And so we've lacked for years. I think I'm finally doing that now. Obviously, that's questions about who's going to be going. I just think midfield is probably going to say Foden, obviously long term. Look, is Kev going this season?
I'd probably say Kev's going. Kev's probably gone. Walker's gone.
Yeah, Walker's leaving.
Grealish,
I think Nunes might go too.
Most likely gone.
Yeah, Nunes as well probably.
And then either Stones or Ake.
Yeah, 100%.
It'd be hard though with Stones because of his wages.
I think Edison's off as well.
Edison. He's definitely
off. His head's gone, mate, and I think it's a shame. But if you want to be here, go. I'd rather have someone who wants to be here because at the point now where I don't care who goes. If you want to be here, go.
Yeah.
Like I want to scroll.
If they could sell him in January, I think they would.
I think it could be likely.
I think we can trust Ortega for 6 months or 4 months or whatever. I have faith in him. Also, Ortega is kind of what we need right now because our defense is so bad. We need somebody who can stop shots better.
Yeah. Look, I love Edison. I really do. But if your head's not in the club anymore, you have to go. Like,
I know. I love the guy, but if he doesn't want to be here, then we got to let him go.
Yeah, he's undoubtedly the best keeper we've ever had. But if he's had enough and his head's gone, let him go, and we'll just appreciate the time that we had.
Yeah, we won everything with Ederson. Ederson, I think he gets. Everyone gives Rodri all the credit for the Champions League final, but Ederson, I thought was man of the match in that game. That Champions League final was outstanding.
In the last 10 minutes, especially against
that whole game. That save at the end. Oh, that was a tough one, and the one that Diaz had to head away. That was tough. That was also a tough one.
Heart in the mouth. That was the whole game. Heart in the mouth. I couldn't believe what.
You want to talk about not remembering the first Champions League final? Oof. Second one.
I was almost
at 5 in the morning. Drove to the Bay Area to watch the game, and it was 4 days after I had to put one of my other animals down. So at the end of that game, I was crying dry tears. I had no tears in me because I had already been crying for 4 days over my other animal, and I was just sitting there like in the pub on the ground under a table. Everyone else is going crazy. I found the City Pub in San Francisco, and I'm just sitting there like dry crying because like nothing was like I was doing all the motions of crying, but there was no tears were coming out. They'd been long taken up. They're long gone. But elation, absolute elation.
Yeah, that game, I forget watching that game. I was it's just an emotional roller coaster. I've never seen that ever.
Yeah.
From like it wasn't our best ones ever, but I think in terms of fight and passion and aggression, at all. at all. That's all we need back enough.
That's what we need back. We need that. We need that back. That.
By the way,
5.
some news. Diaz is back from injury. He's back. Diaz and Bob are back.
That's massive news.
Is he back in training?
Yeah. Don't play him on Saturday.
No,
absolutely not. Don't even have him on.
I don't even know if I'd play him against
I'll
Brentford.
play Saturday. I'll get my shoes on against Salford. I'll play. I don't mind.
Give him an extra week to get ready, and then bring him back.
Yeah, I think for me, Brentford away is that against Boomer and Visser. You need them two, because I think that game with Brentford will be a massive game because people don't realise how good Brentford are a good team. They're going forward counter attack. They're deadly.
Also, we've struggled with them even when we've been really good. Like we lost both games to them in the treble season. I know one of them we rotated, didn't play anybody, but they beat us at the Etihad. Until that Spurs game this season, that was the last game we'd lost at the Etihad for almost 2 years.
Oh, for me, right, Brian and Boomer is one of the most underrated players in this league. He's got 13 goals. I don't know why he's still there. Him and Visser, why the hell are you still not ball by anyone yet? Like them at Liverpool or Arsenal will be unbelievable.
Yeah,
they're probably their best players because. How did Brentford do that? How they get players that no one's remembered and make them like is it Lewis Potter as well? Like some mad players.
I don't think Arsenal would want him if he can't take corners.
Good point. Arsenal, a whole different story. I'm sorry, right, Kels. Honestly, I've been on with you in judgment. Right? Chest. How? Like.
Oh God, no, dude. Just one in my group chat right now is mouthing off. I'm like, you're the only one who feels this way. A lot of them are kind of negative. The one I was on this morning with, her name's Jess. She's very like pessimistic. And but there's definitely some ones with some Jess that I've been around. I don't know where they get it. I think it's just wishful thinking on their parts. They're just so desperate for a title and for validation. And literally this morning, I had a Liverpool fan tell me that he's more scared of us going on a 15-game run and winning the league over Liverpool than he is of Arsenal. I'm like,
well,
damn.
It's Liverpool. Liverpool are more humble because they actually know what's like to go against us in a tight run.
They have
they'll be humble. If they win the league, they obviously will celebrate. Hopefully so, but not going to celebrate yet until it's mathematically done. Liverpool, because they know what to expect. Arsenal fans are still idiots. They still have no. They still forget the last 2 years. Like guys, you won the last years, and I think for me, right, if Newcastle get their business right in the next couple of years, they could be a team up there for the league. Not
honestly, if Arsenal just got a different manager, one who knew what he was doing, they probably would have won. They would have won the league last season.
Do you know what? Right, I've always thought if Newcastle had a John Stones at the back with Botman, that would be. I mean, imagine Lewis Hall and Lorenzo with Stones and Botman. That would be a tight win defense. That is.
I like
I'm not saying that. Don't sell any more players because Newcastle will actually be a team that actually might go for it against us. Because I think Newcastle, compared to Arsenal, Newcastle are a much more mentally strong team. They look at it like they're locked in. They don't come out outside. Not like Anthony Gordon is another great player that people don't actually give a lot of respect to. He's an unbelievable winger. Like the way he
Newcastle's midfield was brilliant the other day against us.
Oh God, yeah, they're just a bunch of bruisers.
Even Willock as well. Like, is it Joe Willock came on and did well, but like
just
the
midfield three of hard workers, like hard, passionate workers, and they just get.
Joe Linton is a unit, man. That guy is just bowling over everybody.
He used to be a striker, didn't he? I mean, but Tonali as well. He's one player, right, that I knew he was good at AC Milan. He was brilliant, and he's come in and he's just shown how good he is. I mean, I think for me, he's one of the best DMs in the world. I'm not saying he's the best. He's like top 5 in my opinion.
He's quality, yeah. They were missing him last season big time. That's probably why they performed so. One reason. Also, they had a million injuries, but not having Tonali like really screwed him.
So why isn't Tonali in the conversation over Bruno?
That's what I think. Because if he gets in, he ain't going to be a sub player. He's too good to be a sub player.
I think it's
Bruno going to be a sub player.
Because Bruno's the 8. Because you could play Bruno next to Rodri, and then they could pick and choose who goes forward. I don't think you could necessarily get that same dynamic with Tonali.
With Bruno, he's like the Gundogan kind of replacement kind of player. Like I'm not saying he's Gundogan into the goal, but he can score goals.
Definitely.
He does score them, but he's more of a combative midfielder. He does all the dirty work for you and sort of gets forward as well. Like he's someone that you want. I mean, if you had Bruno now, KDB right now, perfect. Like Bruno sort of sitting back.
Then eventually, if you had a midfield next season that was like primarily like Foden, Bruno, and Rodri, that'd be legit.
Oh, that would be a midfield.
That's if Foden finds his form as well, though, isn't it? Because Foden's not been
West Ham was good. He was good in West Ham. I thought it was fine. It was better.
Level, it's not quite. It's not there.
No,
it's not picked. Tiny bit.
But I saw a lot more. I saw a lot more from him. I thought, right, keep doing that. Maybe not solid on the bench. Come on for a little bit. Brent, I want to see him get back to the level again. I'm not asking for a plenty of season. I'm asking for a season to just contribute. But going forward, I need to every now. Not just one season great, then season shit. One season great. It needs to be every season consistency. You're not a world class.
I think that's the level football's got to at the moment. Like players are given too much freedom to just play when they want to instead of actually being consistent. Like they get to a certain level and then that's it. And I think that's 100%. Too common with younger players now.
It is, but I think
no competition this season because nobody can stay healthy. So these people, they're just putting in terrible performances and there's no accountability. Like the only one who's seeming to get punished right now when he has a bad performance is Doku. Like he's been benched. Yeah, but like Gundogan was awful for several weeks but there's Kova was injured, so there literally was no one. But Gundo, I don't think Gundo is trying to be bad. Or I think he's trying to do the best that he can. I just think his body is gone.
I think realistically Gundo might not stay after this season. No.
I don't think so, yeah.
He's got the option to extend, doesn't he? But I think he'll just join the coaching staff.
I think
legs have just completely gone.
If we had got in Bruno instead of Gundogan or Savio, brilliant. We complained because Bruno come in, Rodri, and if Rodri got injured, like right now, we're fine because we've got Bruno midfield anyway. So we would ask him and maybe like Colosay for a pivot role. That's fine.
Yeah, if we had if we had Bruno, Gundo, and then like Foden or KDB as the 10, I think the midfield would look a lot better.
It would be.
Yeah, just Kova just not being a 6. If he could just play his 8, like his natural role, I think it'd look a lot different.
Yeah,
it'd be more balanced.
I think that's all. Apparently, just latest news from City. Apparently, we're ready to meet Frankfurt's demands.
Where are you getting this? Where are you reading this?
City Extra.
Okay, I got it. Sorry.
I have a feeling that the first sign will be Mamouche. That'll be the first player we get done. Then it'll probably be Kushinov.
80 million. Oh, Santi's not a very good source, is he?
He's not. Usually, we always think if there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
Not necessarily him, but if someone starts saying it, then you start to see. I mean, it's all about patterns. I don't always
get it down to 75 million euros. Euros, not pounds. And I don't think the exchange rate's that's good. Is that so? That what is 80 million euro? That's what
55 million.
70 million pounds, 72, something like that.
By the way, right? That's still good for a player. Still good for him, by the way. So that's a good deal for him. Like consider how he's been this season over to the stats like goals and assists in Germany recently, especially what off it being because it'll come into the team because he'll come into the team right, and I think he'll be a starter straight away, but he'll get into the team himself. I think he'll become a starter over time. Yeah, but then also, I'm going to wonder. I think you'll start to see by the end of the season which players are going to be going much. Because I think if Jack's
Bernardo leaving this summer, possibly.
Yeah, for me personally, Bernardo Silva, I think that's it now. And he looks knackered. Absolutely knackered.
He does look fucked, doesn't he? Like he's just running on fumes, but he's still trying to give his all
out of him. We got every little bit of him over 7 years.
He's been the best midfielders in the world for 7 years. Like I can't fault the guy at all for how good he's been for us. But he's 30 years old, but he's run himself into the ground. And that's we've had no one else in backup for him.
Like all those Liverpool players, same thing. They got run into the ground and they ran out of gas. It happens. I'm not going to think ill of him. Just like with Kyle Walker, he's been terrible, but I'm not going to. When he does leave, I'm not going to think ill of him. I'm just going to, I'm going to remember the 6 years he was brilliant, and then Father Time came for him.
He should have gone in 2023.
Yeah, he should have gone after some trouble. That trouble season should have been his wake up call because he got benched during that season, and that's when we went on that run. Was when he was on the bench?
I've been trying to make that point to people as well. Like, people forget Walker wasn't really involved in the treble season.
They just remember him being good against Madrid.
I just said, like, I just think
he was good against Madrid that season, though.
It's because people saw him against Mbappe, locked him down.
And Rashford.
Against Neymar locked him down. Vinicius Jr. locked him down. Put him against Vinicius Jr. now, he'd get killed. Right. Vinicius Jr. against Walker right now, it would be a bloodbath.
Yeah, we're toast.
So, but do you know what? I mean, I think for me as well, I think we both agree. The fact that we're just getting so close now to having players come through the door, it's a nice feeling because you feel a bit of a change. Change the squad. It's a chance for us to go again. Like, I think rest of this season, if we can get top 4 in FA Cup and good run in Champions League, it's not our level, but we got to remember we're taking it because a trophy, we get top 4, we go get in the league next year, try and get it back. Champions League, Champions League's a weird one because you don't have to be the best team to win it. But
I don't think our midfield is good enough right now.
Get cooked by midfield. So I think it's get midfield. If we got in, right, Marmouche, Douglas Luiz, Kushinov, and Vitor Reis, and that's it. I'm fine with it.
That'd be fantastic. I'd be very happy. Because it's also sending the subliminal message to players, like, even if somebody went on loan or something, it's like, oh, next season, you better come prepared or else you're out. Yeah.
No, the Pep's like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Like, this next few months will be the case of now. You have to fight for your place now. Everyone's fighting for places now.
It's ruthless time.
Yeah, definitely. Because we do need to rebuild, and players need to make a case of why they need to stay and be part of the rebuild.
Right. For me, staying, Diaz is going to stay. Rodri, Haaland, Foden. Therefore, Savio is going to hunt. Bob.
Yashko's staying too.
As well, yeah. That's 7.
Foden. Wait, I didn't hear half of it.
So, yeah. Haaland, Foden, Diaz, Rodri, Guardiola, Bob.
Yeah, I'd say those are the only 7 or 6 or 7, who are guaranteed to stay.
I think Lewis is guaranteed to stay.
Lewis, yeah. Okay, I mean, Lewis now is more of a squad player in a starter right now. I mean, he's done really well, but he's 20 years old. He shouldn't be playing many games right now.
Is he not another one who's played too many games and run himself into the ground, though? Like a similar situation to Guardiola.
Rico has played really well, but he's been overrun. He looks knackered.
Yeah.
Like the guy gives us all for us. I can't afford that at all.
He
but
does.
He shouldn't play many
games. We're still he's only 20. We don't have to, he doesn't have to be like the full-time starter now. He can still, I think he'll still accept being a squad player for next season, but I think it's the year after you might have to worry about him.
I think the problem with Lewis is a lot of people don't know his true position, and I don't think he knows either, because he's playing so many games and he's playing in like 4 different positions each game. You can't really blame him for being a bit lost at times. And I think he gets a bit too much stick when we don't get a positive result. Lewis is always the one who seems to get the abuse afterwards, which is unfair.
I'm guilty of that too.
The most consistent for me.
I'm always bringing up his size in the midfield, but then I always forget that he's also surrounded by 4 other players who are the same, very short as well and very not physical as well. So it's kind of a collective. But I tend to blame Rico, and I have to be better about that because it's, I shouldn't just scapegoat Rico when it's everyone else. Same thing.
No, everyone in that team, right, is good enough, and no matter how old they are, to be criticised. If you're on that pitch, you are being critiqued because you're on that pitch for a reason. Because you're obviously good enough to play for City. I think everyone's given their role. But some players you tell are done now. That's fine. It is what it is. But that's down to the club for not acting when they should have done. I think there's too many players in that team who are squad players rather than starters now. And that has to change. I know people say, "Oh, but players actually getting in are world class players." But the thing is, like these players that we're bringing in, some of them are long term players. Like Brazilian kid Kushinov, they're long term centre backs that eventually will get into our team in the long run. And they're not going to be like they're here probably post Ake and Stone probably. But they're not gonna, I doubt they will use very much anyway. But for me, it's more about Marmouche, people like that, who are young players that come in and make an impact right now. Like I see today about Kvaratskhelia and Napoli, but the thing is, you aren't going to get from Napoli because their owner hates us. He absolutely hates us. Like that whole Jorginho and Koulibaly.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that whole.
Worked out though, didn't it? We missed.
I still
out
think we should
on,
make an offer though. If it's only like 65 million.
Well, if we didn't get
throw them an
Jorginho,
offer. Make them say no.
Jorginho, we wouldn't have got Rodri. If we got Koulibaly, we wouldn't have got Diaz.
Yeah. I think Kvaratskhelia for me is a good player that I think would do well for us. But I think the thing is, you've got to ask the question: if you get Kvaratskhelia in as well as Marmouche, someone has to go.
Yeah, you'd have to get rid of Doku probably.
Or Jack.
I think realistically, Jack and Doku could leave this summer.
I think they will.
I'm willing to give Doku one more year because he is very young, and I like to believe that he can step up.
I get what you mean, but for me personally, I just feel like he's not good enough. Like he's got the pace, that's great and all, but when it comes to the box, he can score goals. He can do it, but doesn't do it enough.
I totally understand that.
His feet move quicker than his brain, don't they?
Whereas Savio,
he's so good at getting into the box. It's just the decision making.
Whereas I'm sure
Savinio's already exceeded his decision making in his first season.
So, but it has taken Savinio some time. Remember,
it did, but he's a better player.
What a difference a week makes! Because a week and a half ago, he hadn't scored a goal yet, and we were all just crying out for it. But
to be fair, the only thing that Savinio was lacking was his final product.
No.
But
he's
reached that now. We all know what he can do.
The signs were
frustrated
there,
us for 2 seasons.
Doku's just been like Doku started off really, really well, and it just hasn't kicked on. Like that West Ham game, that was brilliant. I thought that's what I've been asking. And also Bournemouth about home as well. Like, I thought, where's that gone? That Doku that we saw where he was just taking on players, running at the fences and scoring. That's what he was good at, and he's just good at doing. But I think Pep knows now who his best winger is going to be. For me, it's Savio and Bob. That's what I'll go with.
I think so, yeah. Once Bob. I think we'll see it more at the end of the season.
I think we're putting too much pressure on Bob. Let's just see how he comes back first.
Yeah.
Well, Marmouche, if we get Marmouche, then that would take pressure off of Bob having to rush back.
Yeah, 100%.
Then we could ease Bob in slower, like give him 10 minutes, 10 minutes at the end of every game, and then increase that to 20, and then 30, and then a half, whatever. I would say maybe by March is when I would expect Bob to probably be match fit.
But the positives are we've got him back training now.
Yeah,
he's back training again, and I can't wait to see him come on a substitute soon. That'd be good to have him back.
I love that. Yeah, he'll probably do that when I'm gone.
Well, see, what was it? Because I was there. I was there, right, at the Community Shield, and I got a first-hand look of what we look like to have De Bruyne in midfield with Savio and Bob on the wings and Hold up front for about 10 minutes. But what I saw was like, if we get this for a whole season or other season, it'd be unbelievable.
He was so good in that game.
Because the thing is, right, I watched Kevin against West Ham. I thought, look, if it wasn't an issue of fitness, right, I'd say keep him. Give him a contract because the guy's quality is still there. But the thing is, it's like, can you trust his legs to stay fit?
Well, if there's more players, he wouldn't have to play so much. Like, can you imagine KDB being like our sub at 30 minutes every game?
That'd be great.
Every game.
Well, the thing is, right, like
that'd be awesome.
I watched David Silva at Sociedad, right, and David Silva, right. Now I say De Bruyne's more. I say far quicker than Silva is, but when you watch Silva at Sociedad, he's gonna be like 37, 38 years old. He still had the ability to sort of hold himself really, really well. And I thought Kev can still do that. I'm not saying he can't. Fitness wise, is different, but in terms of that ability, it's still there. It hasn't gone.
Yeah, definitely. I always say we should think about moving De Bruyne deeper, similar to how Gerrard was towards the end of his career.
Xavi and Iniesta kind of role, yeah. I said before, do that. Kev, you sit there, get the balls in the box.
Yeah, just sit deep and then just ping long balls.
We are missing that this season too, is the long balls, because Kova's not doing it. So that would be helpful, but I just worry that this season with no Rodri, it might be asking too much for De Bruyne.
Well, the thing is, I think Kev, right, if he told him, right, basically, look, going forward next season, let's say 2-year deal, but you've got to be a bit more further back rather than involved in attack than you usually are. Just 2 years, or depending on how he still is. But he said, but you're more the Xavi role, like you're more of the controller, but like Scholes was, like Gerrard was. I'm sure he'll be right with that. You know, may not the same wage, but I'm sure he wouldn't run either. I'm sure, like look, if he wants to go, fine. But if you asked him, he said he wants to stay. He actually wants to stay at City. Like, doesn't like.
I would love that. I would love it. Like I said, if he could stay next season as like that, you know, the occasional cup guy and off the bench impact games. Oh God, I would love that. I mean, he's my favorite player. So
I think there isn't a single person who's connected to City who wouldn't want De Bruyne to stay. And I think if he's fit enough, if he's happy with his own fitness, then yeah, he'll stay another year.
I think he'd have to drop his
Saudi
wage,
have a lot of money and it turns a lot of heads.
Yeah, the wage issue might be a thing, because I don't think we would pay him $400K a week.
No, we won't. But
he'd probably have to cut his wage in half, and he might not be willing to do that. And I get it. Like, if MLS is offering him a ton, of, $30 million a year or whatever, like, I get it. For Saudi,
I think for me though, we've got to know the decision. But at least by March, probably. I think I don't want to be doing this. Like, I want to no, because if he's going to go, I want to be there to actually say goodbye to him. Because look, Silva and Aguero never got a goodbye, and that annoyed the hell out of me. With Kev, yeah, he deserves it as well. He deserves that send off, because, like, I'm still pissed off today. Like when Silva left, I was so pissed off, because that was the season that was to be there for him. Like, same with Aguero. Like, you got two of the best players I've ever seen in the club. Not getting a chance to say goodbye. Whereas Kev, look, there's other debate. Well, I had a debate another day, but to me, top two players in City history.
Top two, I won't argue with top two.
Look,
top one I'd argue with.
As a whole debate, but if you told me that was Silva's best player, if you said Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, I wouldn't argue with you at all, because I can see why you say both. I mean, look, I'm not saying Colin Bell. I wasn't even born back then, so I'm not going to pretend I know.
I wasn't even born back then. I'm older than you.
But the fact is,
a lot too.
Kev deserves the best send off ever for what he's done for his club. Like what?
Shit, I might have to come over for that.
10 years, 400 appearances, unbelievable amount of goals and assists in that time. Like the amount Gina he's got in the Premier League. Like, I saw the stats about Salah assists. De Bruyne's got more assists than him, and that's like I don't care how good De Bruyne's team's been. That's unbelievable. 115 assists, like 200 games, is ridiculous.
Can you imagine? He probably would have the assist record by now if we didn't have Jesus and Sterling.
Oh, that video,
right? If we had Holland for like 4 seasons of Kev, dude, he would have broken the singles. He would have had 25 or 30 assists in a season. Like,
yeah. Don't forget the assist that the Premier League took off him. And then included it in his highlight.
I was like, you bastards! Like, you can't.
And what pisses me off is they call it Henri's record. I'm like,
no, it's not.
It's De Bruyne's record too. Hello, why is it just Henri's record?
They should just give him that assist that they took off him, because they've even acknowledged it.
I know, that's so frustrating.
For me, right, I was honoured to watch Kevin Silva together. Together, they're unbelievable. Like, I'd never seen two
Kevin
players.
Silva is like the equivalent of Aguero and Tevez, isn't it?
Or Xavi Iniesta, like the
we didn't see those two enough together. Tevez, Aguero, Kevin, David.
Because
imagine those four in a team together.
Imagine prime Kev and prime David Silva. Rodri.
Keep going.
Tevez and Aguero up front.
Oh, don't. Oh, God.
One of the highlights of my life is that when I went to a game at Manchester during the treble season, and De Bruyne scored a goal. I was like, that's all I wanted.
But the thing is, right?
So that was.
In terms of combination notes, I've watched De Bruyne and Haaland together. I've never seen it like Kevin and Aguero are brilliant, but Kevin and Haaland have always had that ability where they've always known where one's going to go.
And it happened right off the bat too. That was crazy. Like it happened in the first 2 or 3 games. You're like, what?
I have to ask if I ever meet Kev. If I ever got lucky to meet Kev, I'll have to ask him what was it like having a striker who actually made a run and scored a goal? Because he was stuck with Sterling and
Jesus
for years. And
how many chances those two fluffed up?
Oh, don't.
He'd be pushing 200 assists in his career by now.
I love Sterling.
They were any better.
It's funny when we talk about Sterling because he's still up there in the top 10 scorers, isn't he?
Unbelievable.
But he could be in the top 5 if he didn't miss so many at the same time.
Sterling's a player, right, that has had a great career, but also a what-if player for me. What if?
Yeah.
He's another one like we were saying about Foden earlier. He reached a point and then he just didn't.
Correct, by the way. That is correct. But I do agree on that. David Silva's better at controlling a game. Kevin's better at winning the game. If you know what I mean. Like if I want control, I'm a David Silva. If I want someone to win the game by himself or create chances for goals, I'm Kev. That's why both together were unbelievable. One's controlled, one went forward, one went back, one went forward. Like Silva and Sane, that season, that was an unbelievable. And they got Sterling and De Bruyne on the other side. Like when I watched that game, I watched that season back, right, and I just thought the way Silva knew Sane's game before Sane even knew.
That's what brings Silva up in my estimations because he could just read a game. He knew where people were going to be before they knew where they were going to be. Just his ability to read the game. He was good defensively as well. His overall game was just perfect.
That's why I can't pick between Silva or KDB as
Silva,
the best player in the franchise history.
Right. If you can't beat Salford, then question needs to be asked about the whole club. Sorry, I know Salford top 3 in League 2, but come on, man. Come on.
Well, to be fair to Salford, anything can happen in a cup game. It's a knockout. Anything can happen.
We're going to rotate, but I think we're going to have to start a lot of the starters, unfortunately. Especially
they haven't got anything to lose. I think they could just go all out. They could just smash and grab. Anything can happen in a cup game.
Yeah.
So hopefully we just do walk all over them. No disrespect, but we should. But anything can happen.
Yeah. See, for me, right, this is what I'm going to agree with. David Silva's ability to control a game is for me, it's like Xavi Iniesta kind of controlling it.
Yeah.
Whereas
Kev's ability to win the game. Wow.
Kev's like Torre, but better. Which is man even saying that because Torre was unbelievable, but but Torre's season, Kev's season had better seasonal stats and he didn't win the league. If Kevin De Bruyne had won the league in 2020, right, when he had 19 goals and 20 assists in the league, that would be a Ballon d'Or season.
Well, I've always said if Silva played for that Barcelona team, I think he'd have been rated a lot.
100%.
Yeah, he's very underrated.
If you ask Iniesta and Xavi, they love David Silva. I mean, for Spain, unbelievable. Silva's goals.
He really played on the wing for Spain, didn't he? I forgot.
Yeah,
and Silva was in the top 3 scorers for Spain for quite a long time as well.
That team got me to fall in love with sport. That 2010 Spanish team.
Oh yeah.
Fall in love with them on and off.
But I'll tell you
many of them.
But I think for me, right, I really hope the club, right, if Kev's last season to go, you give him a send-off that he deserves.
Yeah.
At least a testimonial. Because Silva and Aguero are still due a testimonial.
Oh, mate, Kev's testimonial will be awesome. Aguero and Haaland, same team.
They can use Silva and Aguero as well in the same testimonial, can't they?
Imagine Silva, Aguero, and Haaland, De Bruyne on the same team. That's just illegal, that is.
We did something for Silva. What was it, last season or was it this season? They did
wasn't
something for
it-
David,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the same.
They welcomed him back to the stadium.
Yeah, they welcomed him back.
I was
That's
there
what
for
it
that.
was.
I was there for that. I was really lovely watching that.
Aw.
No,
Yeah, it was
honestly,
good to see him again.
yeah, because I think for me, right, I mean, like, it would be nice to give David that celebration for him, because look, everyone absolutely adores him. Like, everyone does. I don't care who you are, if you're a fan of a certain player, whatever. I've always look. Everyone's different. I've always preferred Kev. That's who I prefer. It doesn't mean I don't like David Silva. I love him. I do. That's my type of player that I sort of look at and enjoy. But it doesn't mean that I don't respect how many good players are, like Xavi, Iniesta, or Silva, how good they are at playing that role. And as I've got older, I appreciate players like that a lot more, because they're just so different. You know what I mean? So I just think for me, I
think for Silva, he was called the magician for a reason, wasn't he? He was just
God, some of the
magic
stuff
to
he did, I've never
Since-
seen anyone else do.
By the way, Tachi
day
confirmed
one. Silva's been my favourite player, and he'll never be beaten.
to confirm Bob is actually training, actually taking part in physical training. Right. Is he going to
That's
get?
so exciting! Yay!
Is he going to get any game time this month?
I wouldn't.
Maybe not.
It's a hard one.
Maybe that Arsenal game.
Keep him on the bench for a few weeks and then bring him back. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you got to be really delicate with that.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to have him back though. Can't wait to have Bob. But Bob, Savio, Haaland, who will be there to watch a 5-6-0 game. No, but look, it's just wait. Hold on, wait. Liverpool want to get in Kvaratskhelia. Oh, not Kvaratskhelia.
No.
That would not be nice. To
But
watch.
do you actually trust FSG to spend money?
That's the thing. FSG spending money on Liverpool. When does that ever happen?
I feel like they wait until
they're
their
still
problem has
spending the
become a
Coutinho money, aren't they?
disaster. Like they wait until like they can't ignore something. I feel like they're not proactive. They just wait for something to become a disaster and then they fix it. Like their midfield rebuild, they waited until it just completely died.
Oh,
and then they
100%.
rebuilt it. Whereas, I think they'll be like, "Oh, Crab would be nice, but we have Luis Diaz, so we don't need him."
They got in Chiesa right from Juventus. He barely played. He's barely played like one game in the cup.
Imagine he becomes the second Italian to ever win the Premier League and didn't even play for the team.
Oh god, like it's weird because like Italian players never really come to the league, do they? It's not often, is it? That happens. Like
There's some.
Yeah,
Jorginho finally came.
Fury.
Cauliflower.
Yeah,
I don't know why people think he's attractive. That guy is butt ugly. I'm just gonna throw that out there on the record. He is not cute at all.
Oh god, honestly, I just as Arsenal fans, yeah, as Arsenal fans.
Oh, the Arsenal men are swooning over him. I'm like, ooh, no, not cute. Not my type.
Well, good news, by the way. Haaland's fine, by the way. Like people wondering about that Kevin De Bruyne picture, he wasn't there. He's fine. He wasn't there. He just I think he was off somewhere.
I didn't even notice. Isn't his partner about to have a kid?
Yeah, she is.
Like, isn't it due soon? Maybe.
And he bought a house in Cheshire. Oh, he's off, is he? He's off. Yeah, sure he is. He signed a new deal.
When is that going to happen, though? I feel like that was agreed upon a long time ago.
I think what's probably happened is they're probably getting this January done first. They're getting the window done. Probably, I reckon February, March, April, you might start seeing the actual, change up. I think. Yeah, it's nothing anyway. But
my friend is messaging me saying Santi is a tier 1 source about the Marmouche thing.
Oh, Santi JFM. Yeah, he's all right.
I'm down this guy. This is the Arsenal fan. He's been giving me crap all morning. He's like, "You're gonna pay that much for an Egyptian?" I'm like, "Bro, chill out."
When it comes to sources, just pinch of salt.
Yeah, unless it's like David Ornstein, I don't think I trust any of them.
Well, look at it, right? It's more believable if you hear more reports from. If you get reports confident on people, it's usually smoke with a bit of fire. It means that there's probably something going on. You get one guy saying it. I'm not going to just believe you, mate. Like, if it was like 2 or 3 or 4, like, let's say Ornstein and Romano said it. Okay, I believe that a bit more. So, I think I'm patient with it. I know. Eventually it'll work out. Eventually we'll obviously have the through the door. But to me, I'm just thinking now, just get through the FA Cup game, get through that, and just start get that win run together. Just for me, end the season strong. If that's the league title out of nowhere, I'm taking it.
Fold the Premier League if we win the Premier League season this year.
Mate, the rage! Oh, imagine we actually win the league,
liquidate everybody,
and the Chargers get dropped. Chargers get dropped, we win the league. Oh,
dude.
Oh, it will be over.
No, not just dropped, found not guilty.
That will be good.
I don't think
we don't want them dropped.
I'm very confident about this.
We want it.
I don't think.
Started,
I read the cast document. They have no evidence at all. You're telling me over 10 years, there's not a single whistleblower. There's not a single bank statement. There's not a single wire transfer receipt for any of this.
And United are hiring our staff as well.
Yeah, they're not going to make Omar Barada the face of their club because he would have to be like banned from football for a time.
On those emails,
because he was the one doing all the sponsorships
on the emails
at that time period. So they're not hiring him to become the face of their club if he's about to get banned. Jim Ratcliffe did his dirty work. We all know this. The guy's 50 billionaire. Of course he did.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I think this season for me, right?
I'm going on every stream after that verdict, and I am talking so much shit. If I don't get banned from Twitter or timed out from Twitter, then I did something wrong.
No, honestly, you have to absolutely rinse.
Oh, I am going to rip everybody a new.
If we win the league,
I'm going on the football terrace. Judge Mo. I'm gonna get on Husam's channel. I'm getting on everywhere. I'm gonna make sure I go everywhere and tell them off all to their faces. Anyone who's ever said 115 to me, you're going down.
Everyone. That was everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah. Do you know what, right, for me, I'm feeling good. It's been a miserable couple of months, obviously, results-wise, but I just feel good to have a bit of, we've got a nice sort of like, future team sort of being built now long term. Do you know what, as well? I look forward to the summer as well, to see what's next, because I obviously, when's the World Cup? Is it June, isn't it? June time.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So
mid to late June.
Now, officially, can you sign players to play in it?
I think they said that there's like only teams who are playing in the Club World Cup can have a window open early, like sometime in May or something.
Oh, right, okay.
That's what I thought I read, but it's only for clubs in the Club World Cup. So like Arsenal can't do it. Ha ha
ha. Oh, mate.
I'd actually qualify for this one.
No, it's been good. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I don't really care who goes anymore. At that point, I want to if you want to be here, just go. I'm at the point now where I want to see players be here because I actually want to be here. That I actually want to fight for more trophies. Like if you're done with it all, that's fine. But please leave. Like this club's all about now. Just keep up doing what we're doing. Like keep going and keep improving. I mean. For me, with football, it's all about like putting the performances in, week out, like and the results and trophies you get from that show how good you are. If like you as a player just don't want to win anymore, then the door's right there, basically. Like, and I love
the door Bernardo's been trying to walk through for 5 years, and he just never can.
Bernardo leaving is the equivalent of us signing Isco, isn't it? It's every year. no, our luck. Isco's in as a bloody coach. Like,
oh my god!
Isco will be our next manager, won't he? He's finally here.
He's finally here as a manager, not a player. I never got that. Why Isco was such a long time rumor. It never happened.
That's just so funny.
Was that bollocks? Was that true?
Well, it was only because we got Pellegrini, wasn't it? And then we were just linked with him every summer.
I would say that it'd been good though, Isco. But I think if we got Isco in, we've got Kevin. I think we've got a De Bruyne in. So in a way, it's probably
everything has a silver lining, doesn't it? Like,
exactly.
Like when we missed out on Kaka all those years ago.
Oh mate, well, it's mad who City have been. I mean, for me, the one what if for me is Messi. Always will be. Because we are the one club, right? Apart from PSG, if you get PSG, that he wanted to go to, apart from Barcelona. He asked him, he wanted to come to work. I read the actual book that they did about it. Messi spoke to Pep like 3 or 4 hours long about what he wanted to do in the City. Like they chatted about an hour about Kev. It's like fucking all right. Like and all about Foden as well. I think imagine if we had Messi for like, I mean, I don't care if it was like 3 or 4 years. Imagine we had Messi at that level at the time.
Oh God, we would have won the Champions League for sure.
I reckon at least 2 or 3 more time probably. Like Messi and Aguero and De Bruyne in one team.
Ooh, illegal.
Look, it's a what if, but it's a nice what if to have. Like it's a shame we didn't get it. Look, I always believed that Messi was more like Ronaldo. I never actually believed that Ronaldo rumor in the first place. I thought it was bollocks.
No, I thought that was fake. I remember my friends were shit talking me during that, and I was like, "He's not coming to City." They're like, "He's on a plane in Manchester." I'm like, "He's not coming to City."
Yeah, on the plane, imagine that summer where I actually got Messi and Ronaldo both in. Both Messi and Ronaldo in the door.
Then the world would have ended. Armageddon would have happened.
Yeah, Ronaldo goal was this Messi. What? No, but for me, that's the one deal I've always wondered why we just didn't. What I mean, I know in 2020, obviously, it was because of Bartomeu being an absolute bloody scumbag.
Oh, breaking news! Apparently, on Sky Sports, they're reporting Mamouche has agreed in principle to join City.
Oh yeah, well they said he's agreed personal terms. I just don't think the fee's been agreed yet. From what I've heard.
It's going to happen, isn't it? It's
going to happen, mate. He's better than Salah.
I don't believe it until I see the shirt held up. The here we go. I can't.
I swear, if he scores as Liverpool, they'll beat him with Salah.
I'm so traumatized from so many like failed.
Kel, if you have to honestly, if we beat Liverpool next month and it's Mamouche who scores a goal,
oh my God, I would lose my mind. I can't watch that game though. That's when I'm on my trip. I'm going to be down in Antarctica with no internet, so
come back.
I'm going to turn my phone on 2 weeks later and just.
No, knowing you can come back like fifth. Come back to top. Like, what?
Oh my God, dude! I will. I might be like turn around and be like, I need to stay there the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, but it's gonna be good. I'm really excited to see who else comes in, and I think for me though, this window it depends as well. Can we get in a midfielder, please, as well? No midfielder, then I've got to ask questions because as much as I like to get my Mushin and players in, we need a midfielder desperately. That is the priority. So if we can get Douglas Luiz in as well as Mamouche and obviously our other 2 players, I'm happy. If we don't, then I don't know, because the one area of the pitch I'm still worried about because I want to have a much more solid midfield and defence for us to sort of going forward with it. Because if we want to end the season strong, then I think midfield is absolutely necessary.
I think if we get Mamouche and Douglas Luiz and then a couple of centre backs, that would be a good window.
Really good window. I want enough defenders.
Do you know what though? I think for me, though, with Mamouche, though, he's a different kind of player, which we have already. He's actually a different player overall for us. Like he's not some direct winger or a striker. He's a mixture of both. So he can sort of operate in.
He'd do both, yeah.
That kind of player is valuable. Like
he might be the Alvarez upgrade.
I think he's upgraded Alvarez because I think Alvarez is a great striker, but he's not a great midfielder overall.
Exactly.
He's a better player.
Alvarez just looked lost in the midfield, and seems like this guy won't look as lost.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it. Yeah, before we end, I'll ask you both about Salford if you really care. I mean, that was a cup game, but it's still a game to play. I mean, I doubt we'll see like a full first team. I'm sure we'll see like some Pewsy play, probably players like that. But I'll ask you both for this. How do you both feel about the game on Saturday?
I mean, we should win it, but I haven't felt confident in a long time, so I'm kind of like.
I'm cautiously confident because I've got that slight suspicion that they're going to do a smash and grab and just get a 1-0 out of us.
Oh God!
But
at least it's on at a good time for me, so I don't have to wake up at like 4 a.m. to watch it.
Realistically, it should be about 5-0.
Should be. It
I
should.
could see it being like a
And
like a
Simpson
6-2 or
Pusey should start,
something.
McAtee should start, O'Reilly should start. It should be.
I want to see Jacob Wright start, but I know we won't.
So do I.
That's the one I feel like we should be setting him up to be the next Rodri and use this couple of years, give him a few seasons next to Rodri to kind of, and then have him take over because he's an actual DM.
I have a feeling with Wright, he's going to leave. And
he's going to leave, yeah.
Really, because McAtee as well, like it's a similar sort of situation. Like with Palmer, though, I've always said Palmer was never this level with City because Palmer is that kind of player for us. Palmer would never have been that free for us. Even good for us.
He's not even free.
Yeah,
this
he went to Chelsea and he's been the star player since then. He was never going to be that at City.
He looked better under Poch though than he has under Maresca.
Palmer was always that level of player anyway. I thought it would have been, but I think for us, he isn't the main guy. He never would have been. Like he's not going to be Kevin De Bruyne for us. He's not because that's more Foden's kind of role. Palmer's good at Chelsea because he's the main man. Like McAtee would do well at the club because he'd be the main man. It's not for me, right? Liam Delap getting go was a bit annoying. I did say before after he got a start for us, he got to go. Why on earth didn't Pep play him anymore after that? I have no idea.
Yeah, Delap never really got a chance when we needed a striker.
He had a bad injury though, didn't he?
But I've always said with Delap, give him a run of games for us. He scored goals for us.
We were playing with a false nine, weren't we? And Delap was sat on the bench. We needed a striker, and he wasn't being played.
But I think put him in like a Champions League game off the bench, he'd do well for us because he wouldn't care about the occasion. He's a goal scorer. He's got put him in a better team Ipswich, put him in like a West Ham team, or put him in like a Fulham team. He'd be incredible.
Well, there's rumors that Fulham want McAtee for 40 million. I think if we actually got that offer, we would sell him in a heartbeat.
We would.
He's a PSR.
Yeah, because I would. I'd take it up. Look, I love McAtee, but he's clearly not going to play many games, is he?
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
So, look,
if they're offering 40 million for McAtee, just take it and run.
Yeah, even if it was 30, which is apparently what we denied over the summer.
Look, for me, McAtee should be given more game time. Years and years ago. Delap, same thing. At the end of the day, and then also is it the matches and that. I don't know why we didn't get any. Is it a Gittins? Dortmund? Another player that we used to have. Like amount of players that we had in our academy that weren't even given a chance. Like is it Ndala, Forbes?
Apparently Dortmund are sniffing for another guy out of the academy.
Max.
I don't know his name.
To be fair, he's a good player. So I'm like, if we let him go, and then watch him do well at Dortmund, and Madrid buy him. It's gonna be some sort of thing again. I think
these players do well at Dortmund because they get the time, don't they?
What was it? Felix the Matcher, or right now. So is Bruno Gittins. I'm doing really well for them right now. Sancho, although Sancho for me, I don't really care about Sancho because that just didn't work out anyway. So. I think with Sancho and Brahim Diaz, I've always wondered if they just were more patient, they might have more chances. But
yeah, they were just too big an ego, weren't they? And Pep doesn't really like that.
He doesn't do ego, especially for a kid.
Yeah,
I think you need I think you need a little bit of ego to be on this team.
Yeah, you need an ego, but you need to have the ability as well. You need to be confident.
Yeah,
and that's why he was patient with Foden, and that's why it worked so well with Foden.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But no, honestly, look, I'm overall the window. I'm feeling good. I just think, look, at the moment, I know these things take a while, but I reckon by Brentford we should have a confirmation of Mamouche. I don't think he'll play. I think he'll probably play. I reckon next weekend.
Oh God, the way they're doing it now, he might be ready tomorrow. Who knows?
Is he on the bench?
We might get a here we go tomorrow. Who knows?
Well, I think we'll get him to go tomorrow or Saturday. I think the way it's going.
Even if he's just sitting in the crowd, that'd be insane.
He sat there like, I'm ready to go. No, it wouldn't surprise me. I think that's the first one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not sure how good
he is a waffler, by the way.
Track record is.
Plettenberg, take it with a pinch of salt. What he says, even some people that we know ourselves, obviously, like Janaga Fjordtoft, obviously, to do the Haaland news. Pinch of salt. Until you start hearing it from Ornstein and Romano, then I believe a bit more. But right now, no.
So I need that shirt being held up. That's the only way I believe it.
Now, it's a shirt number. He's number 7 in Frankfurt, isn't he?
Number 7's free, isn't it? Right now?
Yeah.
On our team? I don't think anybody has it.
Yeah. Why not? Take it.
If he wants number 7, give it to him.
Yeah. Because what is it? Jack, well, see, when Jack goes, he's probably going to go, a 10's free.
Yeah.
Verse.
Neither of those are happening, realistically.
Probably not. No, I wish they did, but it's not going to happen. Exactly. I remember that. The whole Vardyol thing.
Oh, yeah. Is he?
And he let them go to City.
Well, there's Plettigol. Wait, Plettigol is Plattenberg. Isn't there some other German source? I'm probably thinking of the same guy.
Christian Falk.
That's the one. Yeah. What's he been saying? I wonder.
I think similar thing, but I think that he's more like buy-in side. I mean, I've been sort of watching apparently Musiala wants to release clause in his contract, so that's the one to watch there. Which makes me wonder, is that because he doesn't trust where Bayern are going to go long term? I know he wants to stay, but is he thinking they with Bayern not being as active or as they should be? Is he thinking maybe he wants to sort of leave an open door? Because I think the actual clause he wants to put in is worth about £150 million. It was actually a good bit of deal for him. If that's a clause to pay for him, I'd do it. 100%. He's well worth it, I think, for how good he is. But it all depends, obviously, who goes to summer. But I think with me, with Musiala or Wirtz, that's more after Kev goes anyway. If Kev goes, then because you ain't getting Wirtz in with Foden and De Bruyne.
Plus the wages, you'd have to clear those wages.
Yeah. No, it's all feel good, all feeling good. Yeah, I think
it's exciting. It's just exciting right now to hear links, even if they don't all pan out. It's just exciting for us to actually be connected to somebody and hopefully sign somebody.
Last summer was boring. It's a boring summer.
There was nothing. It was dead.
Saturday was January, and Gundogan was like, "Oh, it's last minute. It's Gundogan." Okay. It's like
I was excited at the time, but under different circumstances. I thought, Gundogan every 10, 15 minutes, every couple of weeks. That'll be great.
No, where he's playing every game.
I didn't want to see him start every game, but
the best part of the links is everybody freaking out about the charges, thinking, it means they've dropped them. So
that's true.
There's already rumors of that anyway, though. Kind of. I don't know if it's related.
In Manchester now.
Is it? Yeah, because Viana was in that guy's screen. There was that picture of Tiki, some guy in Tiki, and then Viana was in the background looking pissed off.
I think Viana is pushing these deals down. I think Kushnov and Vitor Ruiz. I think these guys are the long term. This is a long term team.
I think the Marmoush, even saying that we're going to pay their asking price for the Marmoush, allegedly, that's got Viana written all over it.
But in the West,
he want to negotiate till January 31st.
I think for me,
to save €5 million or something.
Look, if Kev goes in the summer, it'll be sad. But I think as long as we get a player in to replace him, as not saying as good, because I think no matter what you do,
there is no De Bruyne replacement.
No, there is not a De Bruyne replacement because
we'll never see. I don't think we'll see a player like him.
But
it's the same way you'll never get a company replacement. You won't get a silver replacement. You'll just get someone almost as good who can do the same job.
Yeah. I keep saying this. We'll just evolve. We'll play different.
Like Yaya as well. We never got a Yaya replacement, a Fernandinho replacement. We got Rodri, but they're different types of players.
Yeah. Look, De Bruyne is his own player in this club, right? He's a player on a pedestal that anyone's ever going to reach ever.
Yeah, he's one of the all-time greats. Those don't come around very often.
Well, it's bad, right? When rivals kind of argue against him being an all-time team anymore. They can't. If you ever ask someone about Gerard Lampard, I'll say De Bruyne because he's better than all of them.
But their fan bases.
That debate is over. De Bruyne just wins that debate hands down.
Well, even the three guys themselves have said he's better than all of them. Like Gerard loves De Bruyne. Lampard picks him up so much, and even Scholes said it. Well, like if your own legends are saying it, then I'm sorry, mate, you have no chance here.
Yeah, but you talk to a United fan and guess who they pick. We're all very tribal.
We are,
Well,
but
United fans haven't seen the others. They're stuck in the 90s.
Oh,
burn. That is true, Hong. Yeah, I know that. Look, Musiala, that's more of a let us wait and see. I'm not entertaining that until I see actual links that prove he wants to.
Also,
Right
he's
now,
very similar to Foden, so
I
don't
think
know what that would mean.
I think for me, I go Wirtz instead of Musiala. I think Wirtz. Look, the closest player to Kevin De Bruyne is probably Florian Wirtz, if we're being real. But is Kevin De Bruyne? No. But he's a different sort of mold of player, which I think would suit a Foden next to him. Similar, like I think Wirtz scores more goals than Foden would do. But I think Foden's a bit more.
Foden scores more goals, and Wirtz would do more assists.
Probably the way
He'd
around.
create more because Foden's not super. He hasn't like we just haven't seen it in like assist numbers and chances created stuff.
No, we haven't.
But I guess Wirtz doesn't have a super high assist numbers either. But he worked in that Alonso system, so.
I mean, really, Foden
So he's had to
could
sign
do
Xabi
that
Alonso
himself.
to replace Pep. Hey.
Might not need to sign a replacement. Foden can do it if he just like turns it on and gets back into form again. He could be that player.
Sure,
I never watched him in the academy, but I heard he was he like an attacking 8 or something like that? Or
Yeah.
I don't know how exactly to describe it.
I was all for Cole Palmer or McAtee being the other 10. I was all for it. I was like, I don't mind it if Kev goes and one of them two, they can get more given game time. But it's just like, look, if McAtee's the guy you want to go for that, I don't mind it, but I need to see him play more before I start. I'm not going to get behind it until I see him play more. Because Leicester proved that he can do well, but give him more game time. Why not? Like West Ham should have the chance to at least give him a bit more game time, see how he does.
Yeah, that's the hardest part for me to reconcile is just like I get it if he's not good enough, but we haven't seen if he's good enough yet.
Exactly.
We need like a bigger sample size, and I don't know why he's just been completely ignored when we're injury riddled, and I just don't get it. I just wish he'd had more of a chance.
Yeah,
and his little cameo against Leicester was really good. McAtee.
He got us that second goal, which we desperately needed because we were all thinking this is going to be a 1-1 draw. But I know I was flipping out. I was like, "There's
definitely that goal just sort of came out of nowhere. Really, we were hanging on a bit, and then McAtee just produces a bit of magic, and we win the game 2-0.
Exactly. Maybe, look,
we needed that goal. That second goal, I think, really helped the whole team get that confidence. Yeah, because I was like, they're going to equalize this game. I knew that I was just like, they're going to.
And something we've been missing as well is the deflections and stuff going our way, like the 50-50s. The goal Savinho got against Leicester, the goal against West Ham with the deflection. Mm-hmm. We're getting decisions. Well, not decisions, but things are going our way again.
Rolled against us, yeah. It's nice to have that, but as I said before, it's all good doing that, but every game can't be a luck. It needs to be a dominant.
No, definitely, but that's something we've been.
Yeah, you can build on it though.
It's fine, but right now it's fine. But long term, we've got to start getting the performances back on track again.
Yeah, the performance needs to improve, and it's going to be hard if without signings to improve the performances. I think.
And the fact is, right, City are taking it seriously. It was great. I'm pleased.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, I just wanted to see signs that they were trying. I get if you can't sign Declan Rice or you can't sign Jude Bellingham, but at least you tried. Like you put in an offer.
Yeah,
you negotiated with the player. Like I get it. Not everyone's going to come to you, but just try.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what this team looks like, and next season to see who we get in because. I'm so excited to see Mamouche play. I think Mamouche.
Oh my god! Yeah,
that's gonna get done. I reckon.
I had a really fun time teasing the Arsenal and Liverpool person on Mo's channel this morning. Like you rejected Arsenal and Liverpool per reports.
Yeah, no, I'm looking for the fact that he wants to come here as well. He looks like he really wants to come here and sort of be a part of this team, and I think as well. Looking at also at the player as well, he's got a little bit of like a celebration moment. Is it the mass celebration as well?
Mm.
I must see that. See.
Also, I like that he backs himself that much to come here. Like he's like, I want to come here. I want to make an impact. I want to come now. And like, I really like that bravado. Like that's what I was saying. Like he needs a little bit of an ego. Like that's the ego I need right there. Like
what we need.
he backs himself to make
You're not
it
allowed
a
mass
festival of the world.
celebrations in the Premier League because Alvarez did the same thing.
Oh, God, man.
Was he going to get a yellow card?
Because Alvarez had the Spider-Man mask, didn't he?
Why
He
is
never used it though. Ever.
stingy? Like,
No, you're not allowed to use masks in the Premier League the same way you're not allowed to take your shirt off.
Didn't Solanke do that with his little anime something? I thought he did. Or was it in a cup?
Joe, I don't understand this, right? Why is our league so really stubborn or so stingy? Like, guys, can a bit of fun, please? A bit of fun. Like, I want to see it. Like, I want to see the actual celebrations. That look cool.
Oh, God. Yeah, they did this in the American Football League. They'd start penalizing people for celebrating, and
it's annoying.
I was like, it's so fun. I remember when Holland came to City. Somebody was doing one of the Holland celebrations, and they scored a touchdown. I was like, hell yeah!
Yeah, like
Holland is massive, and then they start penalizing it. Like one of the common things in American football is if you score a touchdown was to like dunk it over the field goal, the thing you just like dunk it over. Yeah, and then they started like handing out like big time penalties, and so they stopped doing it. I was like, what? It's so innocent. You just like doing this.
I honestly, right, I'm all for shousery. I'm all for it. Like at this point, right, it's football.
It's so fun.
What it's getting boring now. It's not a theatre. It's not like a trip to theatre where everyone pays. Like it's a game of football where you back your team and you score goals. It's all that fun there. That's what it's meant to be. It's a sport. It's entertainment sport. It's not a it's why I don't understand why stewards are so clubs against fans. Like allowing like you see in Europe all the flares go off and that and
I love that. It's so funny.
It's fun. I'm not saying it has to be all equal time, but let the fans have their way of doing it. I
can't believe the German fans of the drums, man. They go at it and they just don't stop. I'm like, what?
It's great. Yeah. Now look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited now for the rest of the season now to see obviously what this team does. Look, in terms of the league, look, that's more of a if we get a way in if Liverpool start dropping points and we start winning games, then you never know. But
can you imagine the squirming if we make it if we come within 5 points in April? Wow, there will be some internet meltdowns, and if we win this league, there are people who are going to have to cancel their channels. You're done. You are done.
Yeah, bring it. But big up Kelster, big up Danny. It's another good show today. Good little chat about transfers, City, and all that. Positive vibes are finally back at.
I'm excited, man. I mean, I'm excited no matter what, but I'm really excited now. I'll watch every game no matter what. But
Brian Salford should be having a good one for the young players who get game time. Then obviously next week we'll chat about Brentford away, which Brentford away will be a hard one, by the way. That's a hard game.
Yeah. Well, we can dwell
every
on that
game's going to be difficult now until the end of the season.
It's going to be every game will be difficult. Yeah, every game's hard in this league. This is a hard league to play in. Apart from Southampton, they're shit. Every team apart from Southampton, the bottom of the league, are hard.
Oh, we still have to go to St. Mary's, and that's been a rough place for us in the past.
Every game should be a cup final now.
It is.
Not thinking about it.
And then I was like, oh, Ipswich away, whatever. Now I'm like, oh wait, they just beat Chelsea at home. I'm like,
yeah, every game's hard. Yeah, when Wolves are doing well, Everton is just that Dyche, which is mental. I'm not somewhere.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Dyche
he's been taking points off of the top teams. Yeah. So I was surprised they sacked him.
And also Forest as well. Forest
away is going to be a tough game.
For me, I've been one of the
Forest away. We have Spurs away. That's always the house of Spurs. Emirates, yeah. Although they're kind of imploding right now, so hopefully.
Yeah, I just
can take advantage.
Yeah, but again, I think if Liverpool lose to Forest and maybe Brentford, it's still not anywhere near it. But any kind of drop points they get, it's either a draw. That's 2 points gained. That's 2 big points. A draw in a title race is like a loss. Yeah,
it is.
It's not.
We've seen it. Liverpool, especially, have seen that. They've lost so many leagues to us because of draws.
Yeah, but bring it on.
That's why they have no chest right now. Is because they're all scared shitless.
Yeah, whereas we're just chill, relaxing.
Arsenal fans are the only ones in the chest, and nobody knows why.
Yeah, well, we're that. You know what? We're sixth. If we get top 4, we'll take that. FA Cup, we'll take that. Just go on a run. Isn't it?
I think Champions League. I think it's gonna be a top 5 this season too.
Yeah, but
I really think England's gonna get that 5th spot because Liverpool are doing really well. They're gonna probably make a deep Champions League run. I'm starting to think we can actually make it to the playoff, so that should help the England's like coefficient.
Yeah.
If we just make the playoff, I mean, winning it's a different story, but if we at least got there, that would help boost our chances of getting the 5th or having a 5th slot for England.
Yeah. No, should be
and
good.
Also, we have our last 8 games of the season on paper aren't terrible. So if we can survive February, which is brutal, I think we have a decent chance because like those last like 8 or 9 fixtures aren't on paper aren't terrible.
No, good, but get through.
It's just going like doing like Spurs, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Brighton, like all in a row. That's gonna be really difficult.
If you get through, for me, get through this month of February unbeaten. You have a chance. You have a chance.
Wow.
But again,
that would be insane. But if we can get the new signings in, I think that'll start pushing the players to. I think it'll push the existing players to do better too.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we somehow, like you said, if we get Douglas Luiz, push Kova back to an 8, that's a better looking midfield. We'll just say 100%.
That. But big up to you both, obviously. On a good show today. Big up the chat as always, and middle review having opinions as always. Salford Saturday, Brentford next week, and my Moosh hopefully soon as well. Should be a good one. Positive vibes again.
Yay.
Come on. So, there, guys. Have a good rest of your evening. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you. See you next time.